Hi, I'm Ted, and today's video I'm going to show how I put this under storage compartment in the bus. Cutting coping joints here because I'm not good at 45s on this multiple angled stuff, so I'm going to set my short end inside and square it with my square. Cut that line and that line, and it should fit straight through there. I'm going to cut, and since I traced the line, I'll make sure when I cut just on the inside of that line. Alright, tack welded each one of the corners, and kind of the way I did is I took one corner and used using a magnet to kind of hold it in place, kind of tacked it, then double checked it with my big square and put another tack on it, and then I kind of did the same thing, the other thing, then I kind of put it all together. It was about a 1/4 inch out of square when I put it together, so I put a ratchet strap on it, pulled it back, and did my diagonals on it. So now, yeah, we're at 55 and 55, and that's square, so I'll do the full weld on it now, and that's to be the bottom. This is where I'm going to put the back cargo storage in, and I got the propane here, and I never put a door here, so I'll probably eventually put a door there as well, but I'm not sure if I'll get to that quite yet with this project. So I figure out where it's going to be on the inside, put a mark here, and then measured the side. It was kind of tricky here because how do you get around this, so I just kind of put a mark there, and then tried to match the measurement from the bottom of the chair rail heel here to the bottom of the, I don't know, floor joist, whatever they're called in this, and that's kind of where I got. And so try to make it as square as I can, and let's cut it out. That took 3 cutoff wheels to get that off, so, and then I gotta cut the support out underneath. Make sure you get lots of cutting wheels. Okay, so this is what we got going on under here. This is going to be the top of my storage box, and I figured I'd try to get the holes drilled before I put the whole box together. Hopefully just make everything sort of fit up a little bit better. I'm not sure what we're focusing on here. Who knows? Let's say we're focused right in there, I guess. So another couple things. You got these type of, I forget what they're called now, but these sort of like floor joists that goes across, but they're not, you know, they're shaped kind of like a C or U, and there's no really way to get from the top of them, and so I figure like just putting in like a self-tapping screw probably isn't that strong. I'd rather bolt it. So I've got these L channels here, and this is more of a lip that you can see that I can get up on top, put a bolt on. So I want to bolt into those so I can, you know, put nuts on and hold it. So there's only 2 of them here, and I figure that should be enough. I'm not going to put that much weight in this. It's not like it's a huge water tank. So I'm going to mark up. I've already pre-drilled the holes in the top, so I'm going to use those as guides to drill holes into sort of that lipped angle iron on the floor. And then the other one, I've got a gray water tank here, a small gray water tank, and because I've only got one of those lips sort of way down here, I'm going to actually butt that up against this and then bolt it together, and that so it'll be supported on this one, and this one, and hopefully that'll be strong enough so that stuff doesn't fall off the bus in the middle of the road, which would make me sad. So let's drill those holes. Let's plug in the drill first. And another thing I learned the hard way, just gonna double check to make sure that the top of the bolt and the washer fit up against, in case sometimes you get the hole too close to the edge and it won't fit, but I checked it and that fits, because it's a real bummer to get everything fit in place and realize, well, the top of the nut doesn't fit, or the bolt. So we're good to go. So I just got to double check my connection distance on this other frame over here, and then we can weld the piece onto that, and we're ready to put the whole box together. Okay, I got the sheet metal, and I used 16 gauge for the box, and I'm going to use 14 gauge for the doors. And I just said, when I called and ordered, I just asked them to cut it to the right size, so they did. And then I spot welded around each edge, and kind of what I did is I kind of went side, middle, side, and then middle, and work my way across the sheet metal so it wouldn't get too hot. So I like kind of start here, then 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 here, and kind of work my way around just to keep it from getting too hot. And seems to be okay. Again, once it's sort of setting in there, I don't think it's going to go anywhere anyway. So I'm going to prime it now, and then just because I got some time, I got a couple of little things to do over there, and then I'll weld the top back on, and then it should be ready to hang. But I'm cutting some 1-inch tube steel for the frame of the door, and cutting 45s on it. This is hard. Oh boy, the camera's going over. Really need a new tripod. Anybody's got, it's hard. I mean, I can cut a decent 45 on this side, but with an angle grinder, it's hard. Like, it's not like my chop saw. And I don't have a saw that cuts metal that way. So this one's not so bad. By the time I cut through, this angle tends to be off. So if anybody's got some helpful tips on how to cut more accurate. So I just kind of put a square on and try to get one corner at a time. Again, got some, if I get the square, I got a little bit of gap down at this end. So again, that's just a bad cutting. I got to figure out how to get better at that. This is where it gets tricky, because this is outside square. This side's pretty square. I'm going to put this one in. Angles don't really match. So maybe we'll do a little bit of grinding. Using a grinder. This is a little better, but you can still see I got some gaposis right there. So again, it's not ideal, but it's not super structural, so I guess I'm just gonna have to fill that in somehow. Alright, I guess not terrible. So a trick my friend Julian taught me is trying to fill in gaps, is to kind of make a little circle around it and get it so it's glowing orange, and then let it so it just barely cools so it's no longer orange, and sort of go around that circle again and then gradually sort of fill that in. Probably not the best case scenario, but it seems to work. Alright, so I guess I'll go around and continue to weld up the gaps on all the sides and be ready to go. So, not the best welding in the world, and as always, although I'm getting better. I really like this phony though. It's worked really well for me. I got a gap here that I just can't get rid of, so I don't know whether I'll just weld that to this down. Probably what I'll do, and then fill in that corner. But it's square when I measure corner to corner. It's square, so I guess it'll work. So notice with the other door, when we put the rivets in, just the ends of the back side of the rivet stuck out enough so it separated it about from the bus, created extra space. And I tried sort of pounding them down, and it probably wasn't great, but I thought I'd try a different strategy there. So I'm just sort of filling in the holes, welding them in. Then it seems to be going faster and seems to work better. I don't know. We'll find out. So we'll fill in these holes, and then we'll rivet this to the bus. Well, we got to put the handle on first too, but I like it so far. Okay, I got the handle here, and I just used the gasket as a template and drew it out, cut it out with the grinder. Had to use I used a cutting wheel for this part, and then I used the grinding wheel to take some of the stuff off the top. And now we're just gonna put this in there. I probably could have cut it just a little bit bigger. I guess it's all right. Put some self-tapping screws for the bottom because it's going to go into the frame. I just got the doors all on, and this latch I can't get it tight enough here to catch on the bottom of the frame. So I'm just going to weld a small piece of tube steel onto that, and then you can take these nuts on either side of this and adjust them in and out a little bit, and I should be able to adjust it to the right amount of tension. So we still gotta put well, get a coat of paint on this. This is just primed. And so I sort of sand that down a little bit, and probably match the color of the bus, I guess. So I'll do that a little bit later. And I got to either put chains to hold this up or some gas rods to kind of hold it up. I'm a little worried about it with the gas rods because I think they'll take up space. I just barely have enough space to get those ramps in there. But I'm able to fit the leveling ramps, the sewage hose, and all that stuff, and heavy duty extension cords in there on this side, and the other side I'm able to get you know, a couple of the gas fuel cans for like the generator and things like that. And what else did I put in there? The sewage hose support didn't quite fit in here, and you know, a couple things like that. So it actually frees up quite a bit of room in the garage. So happy with that. So again, to get some paint on it and figure out a way to hold it up, and again, another good adaptive bus project as we're moving forward. So appreciate you coming along for the ride. You know, like, subscribe, do all those things that you do. Ask questions in the comments. If you have storage, dead space, what were your solutions? And look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks for watching.